All right, so today we're going to be graphing and solving inequalities, and it's very similar to solving equations. You just have to remember one additional thing. So here are your notes for today. If you need to pause the video, then go ahead and do that. Basically, you should remember graphing from Algebra 1. So the way we're going to look at these problems is, for example, if I have x is greater than or equal to 6, I need to decide is it an open circle or a closed circle. So if it's greater than or equal to 6, then that's going to be a closed circle. So find where 6 is on the number line. All right, you could fill that in. And then I need to decide if I'm going to shade to the right or shade to the left. So since it's greater than, I'm going to shade to the right. So shade to the right, and then make sure you color in the arrow. All right, when you solve inequalities, the only thing that would be different from solving equations is making sure that you keep the variable on the left side of the equation. And if you multiply or divide by a negative number, then you have to flip the inequality. So we'll do problems like that on the other side. All right, now we're going to move on to the graphing. So these first ones just ask you to graph. It's already solved for x. So x is less than negative 3. Make sure you know how to say this correctly. And you find negative 3. So since it's less than, it's just going to be an open circle. And because it's less than, I'm going to shade to the left. And then just put an arrow, meaning this goes on forever. All right. Number 2, this one says x is greater than or equal to 4. So I'm going to find 4. I'm going to fill it in because it's greater than or equal to. Right? And then because it's greater than, I'm going to shade to the right. So where the number is greater than 4, those are to the right. All right, number 3, the only difference here is it says 5 is greater than x. So I'm going to flip it around. So we're going to switch everything. When I switch the x to the left side and the 5 to the right side, I'm also going to flip this symbol. So now it says x is less than 5. All right, so I think it's a lot easier to do these problems when the variable's on the left. So find 5. All right, I need an open circle since it's just less than, and then I'm going to shade to the left. If you get confused as to whether it's shade to the left or to the right, it kind of looks like an arrow. It's pointing to the left side, so shade to the left side. And then last one, this says x is greater than negative 2. So find negative 2. Open circle because it's just greater than. And then I'm going to shade to the right because numbers that are larger are going to be to the right. Okay, so hopefully that section was easy and you remember how to do that. Okay, so now flip to the other side. Now you have to actually solve and then you have to graph. Okay, so just like we normally do, we want to get x's by itself. So we're going to undo the plus 3 by subtracting 3. All right, now you've got 2x is less than 8. And then how do you undo a 2? You divide both sides by 2, so you get x is less than 4. Make sure you know how to say that. All right, once we have x is less than 4, so find 1, 2, 3, 4. We need an open circle, and we're going to shade to the left. Number 6, we need to combine our like terms. Well, actually, there's no like terms on the same side of the equation, so we need to move our variables to one side. So make sure that you move the 8x over to the left, because our goal is to keep the variables on the left now. All right, so now we've got 5x minus 8x is negative 3x. Minus 3 is less than or equal to 12. You're solving like you normally would, so you add 3 on both sides. You got negative 3x is less than or equal to 15. And then here I'm going to divide by negative 3 on both sides. Now because I divided by a negative, I need to flip this symbol. So now it's actually greater than or equal to negative 5. So there's my final answer. All right, and that's just a reminder of your rule here. So if you multiply or divide by a negative, then make sure that you flip your inequality. All right, so now I need to find negative 5 on the number line. Make it a filled in circle, a closed circle, and it's greater now, so I need to shade to the right side. All right, number 7 and 8 have distributive property in them, so you're going to distribute first. You have negative 2x plus 8 is greater than or equal to 9x plus 5. We don't have any like terms on the same side, so move your variables to the left. Okay, we have negative 11x plus 8 is greater than or equal to 5. I'm going to subtract 8 on both sides. Negative 11x is greater than or equal to negative 3. And then I'm going to divide both sides by negative 11. So again, I divided by a negative. That's the number on the bottom on both sides. So I need to do x is less than or equal to, and then this becomes 3 over 11. If you forget what 3 over 11 is, or you don't remember where that is on the number line, you get about 0.27. So that's in between 0 and 1. So 0.27 is about here. So I fill it in because it's a closed circle, less than or equal to, and less than is to the left. All right. And then last problem, you need to distribute first. So make sure that you only distribute the negative 3. That's the only thing that's going to move, that's going to be multiplied. So 5 is still there. It's negative 3x plus 3. It's greater than or equal to 8x plus 2. Now on this one, I do have like terms on the same side of the equation. So I have a 5 and a 3. That gives me 8 minus 3x is greater than or equal to 8x plus 2. All right, then I need to move my variables to the left side. So subtract 8x on both sides. I have 8 minus 11x is greater than or equal to 2. And then I need to subtract 8 on both sides. So negative 11x is greater than or equal to negative 6. And then I need to divide by negative 11. So again, I divided by a negative, so I need to flip my sign. And it's x is less than or equal to 6 over 11. Okay, and 6 over 11, if you want to figure out where that is on the number line, you could do 6 divided by 11. So that's about 0.55. So that's in between 0 and 1 also. So I fill that in as a closed circle, and I shade to the left.